Alright guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about the fire set. I know a lot of people want this one, so let's go ahead and go over this. The first thing you want to think about is, do you even need the fire set right now? Is it really something you should be focusing on? So let's go to our equipment here. Loadout sets. If you don't have this first poison set, the basic stone setup for the ring and the sword, which is 1 green, 2 blue, or 2 green, sorry, 2 green, 2 blue, 1 purple, and 1 white. And if you don't have all those at level 6, you need to focus on that first for sure. The value you're getting from that poison set is way greater than you're going to get from the fire set. It's going to get you through all your other dungeons, your daily maze events, and these are really important because this is where I've gotten probably half of my mythics from this, and then from opening the crates from the points you get from those. And for waves 2 and 4, if you get to Abyssal and you don't have your full fire set, but you want to kill the ads quicker, so for this loadout, just switch your damage stone out for a fire stone, and that'll help you get through the waves a little quicker. How do you get the fire set? So in order to get a fire set, you have to have greater than 1,000% fire on your weapons. So let's take a look at this. On burn effect, I have 1125. For some reason, when you have 1,000% on the dot, it doesn't work. I'm not 100% sure what that's about. But you have to have greater than 1,000. So that's going to mean that you have to have at least 4 level 6 firestones. The last firestone can be level 5, and that'll put you over the 1,000% that you need, so you'll get the fire effect. It's just better to take it to level 6, I guess. There are ways to cheat this, and if you're close to the fire set but don't quite have it, what you can do is use Everett. So Everett comes with 1 natural fire, which would be 100. And every one of these more fires you get gives an additional burn stack. So every one of these is an extra 100. So let's say you have 700 burn. You have Everett at normal, that's 800. And you pick up 3 of these. So that'll give you 1100. Then you have the possibility of trying out the fire set without actually having it. Also, if you have him awakened, you get double. So he comes in naturally with 2 plus 200. And then for every one of these you pick up, you'll get another 200. So you could have really low fire if you have them awakened, and pick those up. Then you can try out the fire set for yourself. There's a couple tricks you can do with that we'll get to later. So let's take a look at the disadvantages of the fire set. One of the big disadvantages is you only get 1 other stone to pick from. So I think most people are going to go with tentacles, because you're going to want to stack the fire as fast as possible. Tentacles are great for stacking. I mean, they double or triple your efforts. And so that's basically what you're probably going to go with. Now, some characters favor that. There are a couple other characters that I think the damage stone goes great on, which I have on this loadout set. You can also put a health stone there if you want to run it on waves 1, 3, and 5. Or if you want to do it in any of the other dungeons, you could definitely put a hellstone in there. And I'm super glad that they made the removing stones, because it used to be 500 gold to remove a level 6 power stone. So you had to be really selective about what stones you decided to use, because it's really expensive to change it. But they lowered that to 50, and that was actually the reason I made 2 fire rings, so I didn't have to change them all the time. Also, I use all 3 of my loadout sets for fire or the mythic set, because you get the bonus 50% damage for the mythic set. So waves 2 and 4 of the Abyssal Maze are always going to be the hardest for you. So that's where I want my bonus 50% damage. Another disadvantage, and I'll try to play a clip while I'm talking about this, is if you have you're above 1,000% damage and you're stacking the boss, and let's say you can have however many stacks, 500 stacks, 1,000 stacks, you're ready to start doing damage reflection or whatever you're ready, and the other guy doesn't have the full fire set yet. He just has 1 firestone, right? Or maybe a couple. Until you have the full over 1,000, it doesn't matter how much fire you have, you're you don't have the fire set yet. And it's super expensive to get it. That's another reason I think the poison set, get the poison set and get 3 blue stones on your armor is a way better idea than going for the full fire set right off the rip. If the other guy has 1 firestone or he has below 1,000 period and he hits the boss, he is taking away all of your stacks. So all your stacks are going to go away, and that's just something you have to deal with, especially going in with fire on wave 1. People always have, that 1 firestone. They replace the damage stone with the 1 firestone. So they're always, ruining your stack. So whatever you're trying to do, it's really hard to do. Let's take a look at the advantages. So some of the advantages are you get 20% damage bonus versus a 10% damage bonus with poison, which isn't always a great thing, or it sounds better than it really is. The 10% damage with poison, yeah, you're 10% lower, but you stack the poison so much faster because it takes 5 stone slots in order to get the fire set. So you only have 1 stone slot to play with. Now with the poison sets, I have a bunch of stone slots to play with. I could change this white stone for another poison or another tentacle. And, so for every poison stone level 6, you're getting 1.5 fire. Now it takes 5 fire stones to get 1 stack of fire. It's just, in the long run, poison's better, and I'll show you an example of that right here. All right, so this first one I have the fire set on, 5 fire stones, 1 tentacle, and I'm going to go and wait till 20 seconds and then just start stacking. Let him stack for 10 seconds. I picked this guy just because he has a baseline damage and no other weird abilities with his attack. And after 10 seconds, you have 1 of 5. So on the second one, I'm using the poison set. I don't have 6 or 5 poison stones, so I use 4 poison stones and 2 tentacles, so it's not quite fair, but again, wait for 20 seconds, start attacking. And after the 10 seconds, you have 850. So as you can see, that bonus 20% times 100 and the poison 10% times 850, the poison's always going to out-damage the fire in that regard. So another advantage, let's go ahead and take a look at my kits here. Another advantage of having the fire set is if you ever seen the Papa Kicks video where he talks about poison, fire, tentacles, and what they all do and do with each other, which is a great video. I definitely recommend you watch that. It was like the only really good informational video I could find when I first started. He talks about how in the Abyssal Maze you get an extra 50% bonus for using fire kits. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but if it is, there's another advantage. And you also get a 400% base damage AoE explosion every time you hit a character with the fire set. So let's take a look at my kits here. Also, I use for waves 2 and 4, my fire sets are the full mythic sets because you also get a bonus 50% damage for using a full mythic set, which is great for waves 2 and 4 because those are going to be your hardest waves. You need as much damage on those as you can. So, I usually recommend using 6 blue stones, 3 purple. There's very select cases, very select characters where I like to use all 9. Just because you level up super slow, it's kind of annoying. But for this specific one, I use this for Turtle, maybe Void Knight, and Mummy, just to get a little bit extra damage reduction when you're standing right in front of a boss. And this one I use for Lifestealer and anybody on wave 5 trying to damage reflect. But for this one, let's go ahead and showcase. Let's do the healing. So let's equip this one. And I'm so glad that they changed. It used to cost 500 gold to switch a level 6 stone out. Now it's only 50. So you used to have to be real sure about which stone you wanted in there, or else it was going to cost you a lot. We know how hard gold is to come by in this one. So we're going to go to Abyssal with this healing set here and showcase try to showcase what happens if someone else has a Firestone. We can only hope that our other guy has a Firestone. We're going to kick him off the beginning, but we can bring him. We're going to bring the boss back to him later and see. So let's go ahead and find the boss real quick. Another reason you want the movement speed on your equipment is so you don't have to waste stones on your armor. Never mind, he's dead, so we're not going to be able to show off that. You don't want to waste your stones on your armor for movement speed. Those yellow stones. Kind of a waste. Now you can reflect a little sooner with fire because of the 20% versus the 10%. But again, you stack faster with poison. And I feel like reflecting comes more down to, how high your stack is or how many of the damage reflections you pick up. Because those are 150 apiece. So if you pick up a bunch of those, you're obviously going to reflect some crazy damage. And it doesn't really matter how high your stack is. So you're seeing the 400% AoE, that 9,000 right there that you just saw. Now that is what makes the fire set look so flashy, because you just destroy huge mobs like this. And that's where Mummy really shines with the fire kit. But, so when you're using the fire kit, you always want to get the biggest crowd you can to follow you. That way that 400% AoE base damage is just hitting all of them at the same time. It's going to be the quickest way to level up. And I can probably just sit here and kill these guys. So I'm just going to stack to like 500 maybe. And then we're going to wait for the tentacles to go away. Just let them hit us. And I think that was only with 2 damage reflects and 500 stack right there. Pretty simple. For this one, oh great, we can show off Mummy. So again, Mummy's one of those rare characters where I like to use the full 9 bluestones. So we're going to use this loadout here. And the tentacles, especially for Mummy. So I'll make sure I select that one. And I'll show you why we want to use the tentacles here. Now that 400% AoE damage for Mummy is amazing because he already has the Sorrow. So you can basically aggro the entire, everybody on the map. Just get them all to follow you. And then you're just going to run back and forth between them right here, just like this. And you kill everybody. That's that 400% AoE just coming in super handy there. You just can't do that with poison. That's why he's one of the characters that really benefits from the fire set. And if you get a decent amount of Sorrow ores, you can really destroy the boss, especially on wave 2 at like 50 stacks, 100 stacks. But that is why we want the tentacles for this one, because we're going to have to stack it ourselves. If you have a teammate and he just stacks 50 real quick, or 100 real quick, you can just go in there and kill the boss super fast. We're going to get one more level and let him kill us here. Or just let him kill us there. So this is why we want the 9 bluestones, just to keep us alive a little better. And in order to stack, and the tentacles. So in order to stack, we are going to kill all these guys real quick. Get that one last level. Armor reduction, that's nice. So we're going to go into him, hit him a couple times, let those tentacles stack. If you can find somebody right in front of him to do this too as well, maybe the tentacles will still hit him. So let's let these tentacles stack, get out of there. Stack it out of there. So now we're about 50. So let's, we can just run through now with the aura, do its thing. It's not hitting him that hard. We don't have that many Sorrow auras, so that's probably the reason why. But you see, we're only at 60, doing pretty decent damage. If this was poison, we really wouldn't be doing anything yet. lost it. That's not great. And we'll go back, kill them one more time. Like I said, this is the hardest part, is why you want to use tentacles to help you stack the fire, especially for mumming. If you have a teammate, they're just going to do it for you, and you'll be able to kill him almost instantly. There's it this way. He's dead, so a couple other characters that are great with the fire stones. Ancient One, you can use him with the damage stone. He's going to be great because he's supplying his own tentacles, so you get the best of both worlds. Void Knight's great. You level up a little faster. That way you can get your weaknesses rolling. Mummy, you saw that. Effort's great. Engineer's great. Gentleman is great because once you get him awakened, you have your 3 hats you're throwing, and they're also coming back to you, so you're basically hitting them 6 times every time. Snowman's great. Once you get your damage up from his ability, you're just hitting people so fast. Skullmaster's alright for stacking. Necro with the damage stone does crazy damage. He's great. Ripper with the damage stone, because you have those weaknesses. He gets his first couple kills way faster. Goblin Engineer, if you've seen that video, you know how good he is with the fire sets. I really enjoy Trickster. Grim Reaper's not really great in Abyssal Maze, but the fire definitely helps him get his kills faster. Trickster, definitely want to use the fire set with a damage stone. You just get your first couple kills, because the more you kill people, especially with Awakened, you get more damage, but your first couple, you're going to want to kill them as fast as you can. Turtle, of course, is great. And it's basically anybody that puts out a lot of damage or hits people a lot of times in rapid succession is going to be great for the fire kits. And so that's pretty much it. I hope you learned something. That's fire kits. Again, if you don't have your basic poison set, you're going to get a lot more for that than out of this. You can just switch that 1 damage stone for fire. I'd be working on your blue stones for Abyssal first in your gear, because you're always going to need more blue stones. But